Good morning, everyone. I'll wait a few moments for people to come on board. I'll just wait a few minutes and put some nice music for you. Hi, everyone. I'm just waiting a few moments for even one person to come on. That's okay. One's better than nothing, right? It's Monday, the 31st of May today. How is everyone? Is everyone okay? I have a lot to tell you, friends. I'll see how much time I've got to get through everything. How's everyone doing? So I've got some nice music for you in the background here from some online radio. I tried doing a live outside this morning, but my phone plays up. It's just the Facebook app. Friends, hi. This is Paris from Mount Eliza in Melbourne, Australia. How are you all? Some of you know me. I love to yap. Some of you know I like to really yap and chirp. And some of you know that I can go really quiet for days. There's reasons for everything. I'm only human. Now, Monday, 31st of May, what is going on today? There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, as always. Nothing's changed, just that the internet is bringing everything out for us all to learn and to hear. Some of us want to learn and hear some things. Some of us want to learn everything. Some of us are just not interested. And I meet these kind of people every day in my life, all my life. Now, today, Monday, 31st of May, Mercury, the planet Mercury, there's 12, 13 planets, they say. Planet is in Mercury. And what that means is in retrograde. And what that means is, according to what the guru astrologers say, is that the planet in the sky, it looks like it's going retrograde, meaning going backwards. But it's not really going backwards. I'm just saying what they say, right? I haven't been up there in the moon yet, up on the planets yet to know. I can go if I want, but I haven't, right? So what happens this is going to last a whole month, right? So from May 29 to start of June. Now wait, this is when it goes retrograde, right? All of June, Mercury is in retrograde. So what you can remember in your mind, so you don't have to, do piles of research like I and others do, is you put the word R-E, re, in front of everything. Rethink, review, redo, reclean, reassess. Everything is re. Everything. So we are constantly reviewing and assessing what has happened in our life, all our life, what is happening today, and what's going to happen tomorrow in the future. It's constantly about reviewing. So it's a good thing, friends. Because the planet actually somehow, it's the strangest thing. It gives us the energy to clean our wardrobes, clean our house, clean the mess around our house, around our property, clean our businesses, clean our paperwork. And I've got so much business paperwork. Clean, and review. And reflect. What are we doing in our lives? Do we want to do what we're doing? Do we not want to do it? We're just doing it temporarily just to get through financially, and then we want to do something else. Constantly reviewing. Now, there are some things also that are very, very important because Mercury is the planet of communications, right? So anything to do with communications, phones, computers, cars, electronical stuff, they're going to break down if they need to break down. So if your kettle breaks down, that's because it was meant to break down, and Mercury retrograde just gave it a kick up the ass to say break down now so Paris can go and get another kettle, right? So it's a good thing. It's preparing us. If your brakes go off on the car or something happens with your vehicle, it's because it was meant to happen. It's probably saved your life. So it's a good thing. Now hang on. There's good and bad. Now, during Mercury in retrograde, you have to be very, very careful of new people who you meet. Brand new people, new groups and new everything. New people that you haven't heard of before, right? Can be a good and a bad thing. Do not start new relationships, new intimate relationships during retrograde. And if you do, you're just having a fling. You got to know it's just a fling. It's preferable not to get married during Mercury in retrograde because problems will arise, and some more than others. It affects some people more than others. It's going to affect all of us, but some people more than others. Do not sign contracts. If you have to sign contracts, read the contract 100 million times and get someone else to check over the contracts too, because not only are you making, are you overlooking something that you should be looking at the finer detail in the contracts, but your lawyer's going to overlook it. It's going to miss it. Everyone's going to miss it. So you got to stand on your own 2 feet. Do not expect. Good morning, Michelle. I've got the sun hitting on the computer. I can't even look at myself on the computer to see what I'm saying. So sorry if I can't see some comments. Good morning, Janet. The sun's hitting right over. I should really close that. Can you hang on a second while I close the blinds for 1 second, the shutters? 1 second. I think that's better. And friends, give me 1 second. Here, you can look at my brain. Well, I'll just go and get a document that I've left in the living room. Here, I'll put him on my chair. Can you see? Just hang on a second, my new brain. I'm back, friends. I'm back. Don't give up on me. I'm back. You've met my second brain, right? You've met my second brain. Because, you know, some people out there are saying that I don't have a brain, so I had to get myself a second brain, right, as backup. You know I'm being funny, right? Now, friends, don't forget your celery. If you can't drink it, munch it. No excuse. They sell it everywhere. Now, I'll get to the brain. Just hang on a second. Mercury Retrograde. Good morning, Felicity. Now, what I said about Mercury is 100% spot on. Some of you have felt like Mercury Retrograde has been around for like the whole year. It's funny because I've been thinking the same. I've been experiencing this the same. It's just unbelievable how everything is going backward in our lives. Everything is we're constantly reflecting, reviewing. A lot of planets are hanging around. So this is why a lot of this stuff is happening in our lives and we're going, what's going on? So don't start new relationships. Don't start new jobs. Aren't going to work out. They usually don't work out. I have seen people start new jobs during Mercury retrograde and they've still stuck around, which is strange. So I really believe that with some people, planets don't affect them as much. Other planets affect them. Now, if you're probably wondering, you know I like to go backwards and forth. I can't be monotonous with one topic. I just can't do it. I'm wearing my tiger eye, my black onyx. Some of you will say, well, Paris, you don't believe in crystals. I did say they're beautiful. So you know that these are meant to be for protection. I didn't pick them up intentionally. It's just that, you know, I just passed my healing room and I thought I'd look a bit fancy for once instead of always wearing my bogan trackie. Friends, you can wear all this shit you want all over you. It ain't going to change the world. It's not going to change you. It's not going to protect you. So this is my protection. No, I'm not talking condoms. This is my protection, right? How on earth are these going to protect me? How on earth are these rocks who've been mined by slaves, how they're going to protect me? If I don't use my own brain and my second brain and educate myself and get shifty about people and get suspicious about people and read people clairvoyantly, intuitively and logically and rationally, because I'm a left and right brain person. I love creative on the right brain and I'm a real numbers person, like numbers in my head. I calculate anything and everything, right? I've been like this from a little girl. How can these protect us? Our brains and the choices we make protect us. And even so, still the choices we make still not protecting us. But we could have been worse, right? It's our brains and the choices we make. Now, one of my business names is My Free Will Journey. And I never implied that we have complete free will, because we do not have complete free will. We don't. We can't, because often we need to make choices depending on the people around us, right? I mean, you may want to tell your boss to F off, but you don't because you want to keep your job. So there's no free will there. You might want to tell your partner to piss off, but you can't because he's the father of your kids or blah, 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 blah. So there really isn't that free will completely. But we can try. We can try. Now, if my throat is sore, because I was yelling at a wedding last week and over the music, and so I got a bit of a sore throat. So we try to have as much free will as possible, but it is a myth that we have complete free will. Yeah. So you got the Mercury retrograde dates, all of June. Don't give me excuses. Don't go fretting and whinging that the whole month's gone shit, because I've been warning you what to do. You sit back, think smart, you do your homework in the background, and you take action. It's a good time. It's not a good time to start new business, because there's always going to be problems if you start business in a Mercury retrograde. But it's a good time to do the research for your business, right? And then, so you can say, Paris, well, when can I start? Now, early June, around the 5th of June, for 2 weeks, Mercury retrograde goes in post shadow, P-O-S-T, shadow, right? Post shadow. Now, Felicity, I love crystals. If you see my home, it's full of crystals. I've got crystals inside and out. They're beautiful. But maybe I'm not explaining it right in a lot of my videos. A lot of people believe that if they wear these, that they're completely protected, that there's no bad energy that can come to them. They think that nothing can affect them. This is my problem, is they think that crystals are magic. They think that crystals heal health problems, yet they go and eat meat, fish, takeaway, coffee, alcohol, and drugs. The crystals aren't going to help you if you don't look after your health yourself, right? I'm full of crystals. The only thing I want crystals, I value crystals more than diamonds. You know, diamonds are worth more on the Jewish Zionist market, but that's another story, right? I love crystals. I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them, right? I love them. Now, Ruby, everyone, this is Ruby. Now, Ruby is a boy. Don't give me attitude. Ruby is Laurie's boyfriend. Everyone loves Laurie. But he's very possessive with her. So I've brought him out here and closed the door in Laurie's area. Don't give me attitude. Come on. Off. Because I'm talking now. I'm talking because he might bite me. Now, friends. All right, you want to stay here? Just behave yourself. Just behave yourself. Don't go licking my ears. I can't stand the licking of the ears. Now, friends. So I love crystals. I love crystals. They look beautiful, but they're not going to heal us. They're not going to solve our problems. We ourselves have to solve our problems. It's just like I might be having celery all day. See, I cut the sticks and I put them in a glass. Isn't that nice? Instead of a plate, because a plate takes up space, I've got all my business paperwork everywhere. It's crazy. Put them in a glass. No water, just plain, and I can just eat them, munch them while I'm talking and working. Crystals don't heal us. I've tried it, I've done it, massage with crystals. They don't work because, first of all, they're not pure. They've been handled by a lot of negative energy, mined by slaves, sold by those who exploit the people in the New Age industry. But yes, they are beautiful. Now, if anyone's got proof that they've used a crystal to save their life, please give it to me because I don't know otherwise. I've been using them for at least 20 years. Right? Let's have a look. Yeah, the actions. That's what I should say, but you know, sometimes I'm quick, I'm short, whatever. Ruby. Ruby, you got some fans? You just behave yourself, stay on my lap. Stay on my lap. He's very, very, very jealous. Very possessive with Laurie. I can't even touch Laurie when Ruby's around. So I've had to do some time out naughty corner with him, and I've kept him in the rest of the house. So, Mercury in retrograde. Careful, careful, careful. It's okay if you make a mistake. I do it all the time. I've got to hire people too. But when I hire people to do jobs and do things, I've got to look over things 100 times. And I still miss it. Because we're fuzzy, we're tired, we're impatient. This is normal. So if you're driving, have in mind, people are going to be very impatient on the road. Don't get pissed with them because they're off their head. Now, friends, I'm going to be going backwards and forwards to a lot what's going on in Melbourne too, right? So Mercury retrograde. Now, the next Mercury retrograde, So until June 22nd, just try and be as patient as you can, especially all of June. The next one, from the shadow to the post-shadow, September 27th to October 17th. Put that in your diaries. Now, friends, I've been telling you to put things in your diaries so you can see that politicians did this lockdown last week during the pre-shadow Mercury. Been telling you everything's happening during the Mercury retrogrades. You got to believe me, friends. That's why I said put it in your diaries and prove it to yourselves. Don't listen to what my fake blind self is saying. Just put everything in your diary and see. Let's see if Paris is right when she says that major decisions by governments are done during Mercury in retrograde. I'm trying to get you guys to be leaders. I don't want any followers. Goodness gracious, if I wanted followers, I'd pay Facebook ads hundreds and thousands of dollars like all the other groups have, and I'd get my membership. I'm not interested in followers. I'm interested in people who balance out the left and the right brain. Right, Mercury retrograde. A lady tried to keep having a go at me through a conveyance, and Mercury got to her. Yeah. Felicity, good luck with your legal stuff. I've represented myself in legal cases. I've sacked my lawyers. The one time I didn't sack my lawyer was I was around 27, 28 to 30, around there. I mistakenly trusted a Greek lawyer here in Melbourne who lured me into hiring a barrister and the rest of it, and I got screwed completely by the prosecution. It was false accusations, but I was young. I had no one to support me, no one to help me. I didn't know how to speak up. I didn't know the legal profession was so shit when I was 20, even though I wanted to be a lawyer from high school. And I just got screwed. So what's been happening is all the legal cases I've had the past few years, and that I'll keep having because that's how life is. I've got at least 10 pending legal cases against people. I represent myself. I've sacked my lawyers, and I've won. I win all the cases, magistrate or whether it's VCAT or whatever. I win them because you can't fool me. I'll go right into the research of stuff. I look for precedents, legal precedents. I can represent myself. It's fantastic. I mean, you feel so much more empowered instead of going to the lawyers and you say, can you help me with that? I will try. I don't need try, you dickhead. I need to know that I'm going to win because I'm in the right. If I'm in the wrong, I admit it, right? Next. Now, Ruby, don't give me attitude. Do you want to sit on my second brain? I just don't want it to lick me and bite me. Just sit on my second brain. Now, friends, I've got a lot to tell you guys here, what I said. I spoke about Mercury retrograde. I told you about celery. Now, did you see there's a video? I'm going to be going backwards and forwards. I've even got a hanky here with notes that I did when I was in bed last Sunday when I couldn't move. My brain doesn't stop. I don't sleep. I'm full on. Even when I'm lying down in bed, I'm still awake, thinking, planning, revising, doing the whole thing. It's just the way I am. That's okay, friends. I think I look all right. I don't look sleepy or drugged. Anyway, this is my only drug at the moment, magnesium. You get it from Chemist Warehouse if you want, right? Spraying it on all my joints. I've got osteoarthritis in my feet, right? No crystal's going to save my feet, friends. I've got osteo, so I'm upping my B12 liquid. I'm upping my, what else was it? The zinc and the magnesium tablets that I get from Vimergy. You know that I get from Vimergy, right? Vimergy. The company in Australia is called Flower of Life. I don't promote them. I don't get paid or anything like that. They work for me. They may work for you. I'm just saying. So this I got from Chemist Warehouse. Another good thing I saw from Chemist Warehouse here in Australia is that they sell herbal teas. And I found my calendula. I found my, what do you call it now? The great herbal teas. $5, $5. It's a good price, right, for good teas. I'll post them up on Facebook too. And my celery is my other drug, right? And I've got other vitamins and stuff. Now, friends, did you see the video that was going around yesterday in Melbourne with this guy? I think he had like a Muslim name, Lebanese, and he went to Daniel's Donuts somewhere in Melbourne. I don't know which suburb it was. I think it's somewhere in the south, whatever, near me. And he was going off his head shouting and yelling and whatever, saying, you know, you fucking idiots, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, I can't work. I think he owned a gym or whatever, or worked at a gym. I can't work at a gym, blah, blah, because Daniel Donuts is considered more of a essential service than a gym. He was right. Everything he was saying was right. But, everything he was saying was right. But I had a problem, an issue with the delivery of it. Not that he swore, because you know that I swim more than a sailor. It's the way he did it. Like, he was talking to the people that were in line with their face coverings. And so if you're somewhere and someone starts ranting and raving and you don't hear what he's talking about, or you don't know him or whatever, or her, you start thinking shit is this person on drugs, and you back off, you get scared, right? Then he walked in the shop and ranting and raving, and then he went to Woolworths ranting and raving, and the rest of it. I get it. I absolutely freaking get it, because millions of us should be ranting and raving. But I don't think we should do it that way. It should not be done that way. I got his frustration. I get it. Because this is how I rant and rave at home, right? When I see and hear things and whatever bullshit out there. I get that. But there are a lot of people out there who are on legal medications, illegal drugs, health issues, depression, grieving they've lost their loved ones, grieving they've lost their jobs, grieving they've lost their pets, domestic abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, bullying at workplace and all that. We can't handle people speaking to us like that. It scares us. It reminds us of perhaps our parents were shouting at us and abused us. It reminds us how our bosses abuse us. So what do? We just block off. We block it. Like I said, I got that guy's frustration 1,000,000%. Okay? But if we want to walk into workplaces or be around people wearing this, right, or this, we need to speak to them, smile nicely, and say, hello, do you think that this that is covering your mouth and causing a lot of mouth problems, you've seen my post, friends, the oral microbiome. I've Googled this because I fact check everything that people say, right? And Dr. Shiva's been talking a lot about this. He's got the professional expertise to talk about this stuff. The mouth has got good and bad bacteria. And if we don't allow things to move and circulate and air and whatever, I'm just saying it in a nutshell, right? We're all going to get fucking sick and die. So, gut and overall health related to oral microbiomes, bowel disease, cirrhosis of the liver, gut cancer, H. pylori, I know what that is, hyperbec something pylori, it's a stomach bug. I went and got that tested at Monash for years ago. If I had it, I didn't have it. Immune system issues, heart health, gut brain axis, endocrine, the system, nitric acid. Here, friends, it's all that. You see that? See that? Right? I'll put this up again. I'll put it up again on my main profile to save me time. I haven't got a whole team behind me to be posting stuff. Right? So, approach people nicely and say it nicely. Because people are all in their own state of mind. I remember some years ago, because my father, used to work on the road as a sales rep for years. He said to me, Paris, he said, so many crazy drivers out there and blah, blah, blah. I said, Dad, how do you know if they haven't come from a funeral? How do you know if they haven't just been bashed by their partner? How do you know if someone hasn't a close one of them died, their partner died? How do you know what mental and emotional state they're in? He goes, you're right. He goes, I haven't thought of that. Right? This is why I don't use the word sleeping, sheepish, awake. I've used it maybe once or twice. I shouldn't have. Right? This is why. Because everyone is in their own state of mind emotionally. Even me. When I can't talk to someone, don't want to be with someone, I just switch off. I don't talk to no one. That's why I love working alone. I even tell Philip, go out and do stuff, because I just need to be alone. I'm in my own state of mind. I can't always be around people all the time. I can't think. Because there are days when I got people with me like 10 hours a day doing work and stuff with me, and it's just full on. It requires me to be thinking of their solutions, because I never rely on anyone to find solutions for me, whether it's got to do with security systems, electrical systems, garden works, my business, my work, my counseling, whatever. It's full on. My clairvoyance needs 1,000% focus on you. When I'm doing mediumship and clairvoyance, 1,000% I'm focusing on you and everything around you. When I'm doing counseling for people and I'm helping people, I am completely with you. So my mind has to be focused, cleared. I need to know I don't want to make mistakes. I'm helping you with your life. I'm guiding you. I'm mentoring you with your life. I don't want to fuck up. And as clairvoyance, I don't want to fuck up as a clairvoyant. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm never wrong. It's because I focus on you. Now, next, you know that I go backwards and forwards. I hope it keeps it a bit interesting and not so boring. Next, because I print things out and I've got a tray here that I put all stuff so that when I do talk to you guys. Now, you know I'm of part Greek background, right? I've got to get my ancestor.com DNA because I'm sure there's Irish in me. I'm sure there's other nationalities in me. 100% I know that. Now, so the Archbishop Makarios, who's a Greek Archbishop of the Greek Orthodox Church of Australia, I'm getting to religion now. I know a lot of you don't like it, but tough. You're going to want to hear it. He has been urging everyone, saying, the only way, he says, it's not a matter that we have to protect our life or our health. We have to protect our society. We have to protect our country. The only solution that we have to get rid of the pandemic, the only light, look at the key word he used, we have to see at the end of the tunnel, is to get this. It's all here, friends. It's all here, friends. So those who follow the Greek religion, and those who are the papavies, who are the really obsessed church goers, who just sit around in the church seeing how much money is going to be put in the trays and bitching and gossiping. I know about it. I was involved in churches. I know this shit. Think I don't know what goes on in churches? Think I don't know what goes on in freaking churches? For 6 years I went to a Greek primary school, a Greek high school and a Greek primary school, but the high school was related to the church. You think I don't know what goes on in Greek churches? My father's father was a fucking knocking on everyone's door and an evangelist. You think I don't know what happens in churches? I went to St. Ignatius, a Catholic high school. High school for 4 years and then primary school for 1 year. You think I don't know? I don't spin shit, friends. You can say what you want. I got my second brain here to back me up, friends. Second brain here to back me up. Careful who you follow and who you trust. Careful who you follow and who you trust. Start reflecting, revising, reassessing who you follow and who you trust. When you follow and you trust and you listen to someone, ask yourself why. Is it because your parents forced you to get into certain groups? Is it because your parents made you feel guilty if you didn't? Grow up, friends. We're adults now. We're not babies anymore. We don't need to listen to mummy and daddy. We've got our own freaking brains. Right. Now, friends, the next thing. Now, you know when you turn 50 in Australia, right? The National Bowel Cancer Association, listen to me, sends you a letter every year, right? Sends you a letter every year. And they say, Paris, or whoever you are, you need to get your bowel checked. I think they subsidise it, right? You need to get your bowel checked. So, I get this frequently, and this came on 16th of April, 2021, right? See, look, it's addressed to me, right? National Bowel Cancer, right? See the date down there? Where's the date there? It's back to front, the thing there. See? Isn't it funny, friends, that they waste the time and the money to send you this after 50? But I haven't seen any of these letters. You know what I'm referring to, right? Now that I said it, they're going to do it, right? Now that I said it, they're going to do it. Isn't it funny? You know why? You know why? Because this I tell you why, friends, from my legal experience. So they've got my name and details here. So it's a personal letter directed to me. So if something goes wrong, I can take this as documentary evidence to court and say, look what the Australian government has forced me to do, but they're not forcing me to do this. So if we all get letters regarding this directed to our names, that's documentary evidence. When we sue the shit out of them all for forcing us to do something that's going to end up harming a lot of people. I'm just using very general words here. Next. Now, so this guy that I told you that was in the suburbs that was ranting and raving, friends, don't rant and rave. If you want to communicate with people, do it nicely. Do it nicely. Get your brochures with you. I'll put stuff up that I got them from Dr. Shiva's website about oral health and other stuff. Hand these things out. Do it nicely. You can do little drops or whatever. Do it nicely, friends. Do it nicely. We don't need to cause more strength and angst in our own mental health system and in our life. And we don't need to do it like that, because then people won't listen to us. People won't listen to us. And let me tell you something, friends. I deal with more people than with you, because I know what I'm saying, right? Even if you work in retail, even though retail's dead, I deal with more people than what most of you do. And I can say that 95% of the people I deal with, all vocations, from all vocations, not just tradespeople, not just clients, not just whatever, from all vocations, they are not online. Sure, they've got a Facebook account, YouTube account, whatever, but they don't look at what's going on. They don't read what we do and say. They don't. They don't have time, they don't bother, they don't care. It's something like that, right? Either they don't have time, they don't bother, or they don't care, right? Not interested, not interested. So everything that we say, it's only for our ears. Like, they're not interested. And this is why I said from last year when I got online around June, July, I made it very clearly, and you can go back on my YouTube page, on my YouTube channel, and you can see all my Facebook videos from last year, my Facebook live videos from last year on my YouTube channel. And I keep reiterating and repeating, be leaders, 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 leaders. Who else in Australia, which other group in Australia is telling you to be leaders? No one. No one in Australia is telling you to be leaders. They're telling you to write letters, bullshit common law letters, and bullshit human rights letters, and bullshit anti-pedophilia letters. No, it does not work. It does not work. We need to be leaders. Do you understand that, friends, more than ever? Because this year, 2021, a year plus after what's happened last year, still in Australia, we have no leaders. We have, birds are screaming, they can hear me, they're screaming. We have no groups who are teaching us to be leaders. We have no one who is encouraging us to be leaders. You know why? Because they don't want you to think. It's all right, Maury. They don't want you to use your brain. Because if you use your brain, then you're going to figure out they're all frauds. Now, when I use the word frauds, somebody can say, well, Paris, they're saying the right thing. Yes, so does the Bricktree, Tucker Carlson, Batar, and Kennedy, and all the bullshit overseas. This is what they do, friends. They tell you what you want to hear. Subliminally, they get to your head, and their actions are otherwise. The protests aren't doing anything. They didn't do anything last year. So why on earth do you think that protests from the same groups are going to do anything this year? They're not going to do anything. They're using the same tactics and strategies as last year. They're not changing. They're political groups. These common law people are off their heads. I don't know what fruits they're smoking up here. They're off their heads because we have no rights. There are no government rights. There are no common law rights. There are no human rights. There are no rights. Do you understand that, friends? Have you ever been to a court case? Have you ever seen the way babies and children and adults are treated in the court system? There are no rights. There is no justice. So when people say to you, oh, we've got common law and common rights, and it's all bullshit, all this stuff that came from the king, whatever, in England or whatever. Look at the research. Look at who they are. Royalty is bullshit. You follow anything that royalty have done is not legitimate. They just did it because people were shouting and screaming. It's just like I've learnt from Dr. Shiva in the 1900s. People from grassroots, bottoms up is a term he uses, when they started shouting for their rights. Then the government in America started building infrastructure, roads, church, bridges and whatever. Problem is they used all the people as slaves. A lot of people got killed in the process because if you look at old footage, because I watch TV every night, right? You know that. If you look at History Channel and other documentaries, they talk about the history of the world and whatever, right? And again, I read behind the lines too. I don't believe everything I say. But if you look at the videos, the documentaries, where they show how in America they were building all the bridges and infrastructure, the men weren't wearing any tops. No protective hats, no nothing, friends. Even now, look on the work sites, they're not protecting themselves a lot of times. I said, guys, I see that you work for me here. And they're not even protecting themselves. I'm thinking, why aren't you wearing protective gear? Just wearing singlets, t-shirts, shit of it. There's no safety vests. We've got this stuff here. Anyway, but this is how they built. They built America, Australia, and the rest of the world on the backs of really it was slave labour. When my grandfather came to Adelaide at Glenelg in the 1950, right? They forced them at what's that place, Bullangilla or something, I can't remember. To they not forced them, but they got them jobs to build the train tracks and that. My grandfather said, "F this, I'm not going to live a great coastal life in Greece," because they got kicked out of. See, the Muslims kicked them out of Constantinople. He was from Pontus, right? They kicked them out, and my grandmother was from Constantinople. So they migrated to Greece, and then they migrated to Australia. The two slave labor and said, "What's going on here?" Anyway, that's just a bit of background, right? Now, so be careful how you talk to people. I know the group Nick the Pastor is in. I don't know who Nick the Pastor is. I've probably seen him. I've seen the word pastor. Is it an American group? Because it's an American term, isn't it? I could be wrong. And another group, the guys are speaking to people face to face. See, that's the other thing I wouldn't do. I wouldn't go door knocking at houses. First of all, because a lot of people who are door knocking are actually criminals. They're criminals. Now, if he's a priest and people know him, it's different. But I don't know if he's a priest or not. I can't believe him. I don't care if you got ID. I don't even trust if a cop gives me ID. They could be wearing fancy dress. I don't know who they are. That's the thing. If he's going to his parishioners who know him, it's a different story. It's a great thing to do, right? The face-to-face, yeah. But now, protests. Now, you're saying it's a waste of time, right? I get what you're saying from which context, right? I don't think it's a waste of time because I know that there are some genuine people who are going too. The problem is that these genuine people are thinking, why isn't anything happening? Because they don't want to see and admit that the people that are running them are not doing it. They're really fronts for Liberal and Labor Party and other parties. I've explained all this, right? Finding our way through all this. Yeah, it's easy to find our way. It's easy. We just find legitimate, honest people who we can inspire us, who are saying things that are rational, logical, right? Now, friends, I'm going to be going backwards and forwards. I can't help it because I haven't planned things, right? So no shouting at their friends, no shouting, no abrupt. I get it. Frustrated. We're losing our jobs and loving. I get all that. I'm being affected. Philip's being affected. We're all being affected. I know that. Because it's not just what's happening on the surface. Stock market's gone to shit house. The cryptocurrency that all the Q people stupidly and foolishly followed has gone down the shit house. Everything's gone down. Like, it's absolutely in a mess. Everything's in a mess, right? So a lot of people, you may say, oh, they're retired, they're not working. The interest rate is what, 1%, if that, in the banks? They're not making any money from the banks. The shares and everything are fluctuating up and down. You can't rely on that. A lot of stuff have gone down. They do it on purpose because when you drop the shares, you buy them cheap and then they sell them. It's all insider trading, friends. I'm telling you, I've studied the stock market inside out. Been involved. It's inside out. It's all inside trading. I don't care what they say. So a lot of people are living different ways. I've been working from 14. I've been working for many years, the past 20, 30 years. I've invested money. I've done this, I've done that. I've lost a lot. I've gained a lot. A lot of us live in different ways, right? According to what we've studied, what we've learned, and what we wanted to do. Some people invest their money going on holidays and cruises every year, spending 20,000 on cruises each. If you put 20,000 in gold, if you put 20,000 in gold and silver, you would have made more money. You see, you wouldn't have eaten it at the buffets at the cruises. So I mean, different people spend money different ways. Free will, free choices. We make our own choices. Don't go getting jealous of people who make choices that aren't as wise and smart as yours, friends. Don't go getting envious and jealous. No. Next. Now, friends. Now, how is it? Now, you know that I followed Dr. Shiva from last year, right? Because I got on Dr. Patar's page. Everyone else in Australia, most of them, I was on their pages. I've unfollowed them all. Right? And I follow a lot of people overseas, good and bad. I like to see what shit people are up to, right? I think they need, if you can't eat celery juice, I think they need to stick this up their ass to clean all the shit that they're eating, that they're spinning, and vocalizing. Now, friends, some of you have said that such and such in Australia, certain groups have been taken down off Facebook because they had 100,000, 150,000 followers. I don't know the exact number. And Facebook didn't like them having so many followers. Now, two things, friends, you need to know. First of all, social media does not take you down. Dr. Shiva just proved this in a legal case he just won. The government in America took Dr. Shiva off Twitter. Now, you need to know, friends, that Twitter is a political platform. Political platform. If you're into politics like me and other people, Twitter is a political platform. It's not about sharing dogs, cats, and the rest of it. And if they do, it's pro-animal rights, pro-animal welfare. It's a good thing. I'm not against that. Political platform. So Dr. Shiva, who was an independent candidate in America, they took him off Twitter. The American government, Trump government, left and right, and the government took Shiva off Twitter because he was getting a lot of followers, a lot of people who trusted and believed what he said. The government kicked him off. He proved this in court, and he just won the case. This is what's happening in Australia, and we know that. The government is telling social media what to do. So, how is it, friends, on Facebook that the 99% group who had so many followers and apparently was, Facebook took them off because they were saying everything that they shouldn't be saying. Why did they get kicked off Facebook and yet Shiva, who's got twice, 3 times, 4 times the number of followers, is still on Facebook? Dr. Shiva's still on Facebook and he's against government systems and talking about this and talking about this and talking about this and talking about Kennedys and everyone. Why hasn't he been kicked off Facebook? Why haven't I been kicked off Facebook? I've been saying things for long. You can say, Paris, you haven't got the followers. Doesn't matter. I will put something, I've tried it, with the word JEWS, and immediately I'll get a warning. They don't let me put the link up, right? So I talk about everything and anything. I put all of Dr. Shiva's content on my page. I'm not getting taken down. I'm not getting taken down. They did not get kicked off Facebook, friends. These 99% groups and all the other clowns and bozos who don't have this working right. Because, friends, let me tell you something about the brain. Right? So you're looking at it that way, right? Now, friends, this part of the brain at the back, the right back, so if you're right, the right side at the back, selfish sentiments. Where is it? Selfish sentiments. That's what these groups have, right? These clowns, right? And then you've got your moral and religious sentiments there. Another group of bozos. Selfish propensities right across the ears. Right above the ears, sorry. Maybe that's why they're all shaving their heads on the side now. These, not all of them. I know some people have shaved their. Anyway, just be careful because this activates it more. Anyway, friends, the 99% groups and the rest of them got themselves off Facebook because what they do is they got me and others to give them money. I want my $50 back. Was it 50 or 70? I want my $50 back because I've got children to feed and I've got work to do. I work for my money. I don't sit back on my ass saying, I can't do anything because I lost my job. I got kicked out of my job because I'm speaking up. Seriously, they're all liars, friends. What they did is they got our money. They deleted all the information, all the videos that he was doing and that they were doing on the 99% group. So we don't have documentary evidence to sue the fuck out of them in courts for all the shit that they did. Took our money, where's it gone? And then they go underground, like cults do, Telegram and the rest of it, and they have their little stupid, naive, dumbass followers following them underground. Oh, I don't like Facebook. Facebook's not friendly. What do you mean? I've met the most incredible people on Facebook. It's how you use it. It's your free will, you dumbasses. It's who you choose to make friends with. You block people you don't like. I block people I don't like. You block family, you block friends, you block strangers, you block people. What do you mean? What's wrong with Facebook? Just because it doesn't serve your purpose? Right? It served your purpose at the start, right? You got all your 150,000 members. You took their money. You got the following. You brainwashed them. You scared the fuck out of them with religious scripts and all this bullshit. And then you went underground as a cult in Telegram. Friends, go to Telegram, go to MeWe, go to MeWe and Telegram are absolute fucking nightmares. People there are bitching, bitching, bitching. There is no solution, no strategy of how to move ahead as leaders. None of it. They do it on purpose. Constant. You know, friends, you've been in a relationship, right? And if your in-laws keep getting involved, or your husbands or wives, siblings, or what does that happen to the relationship? They keep getting involved, and they keep getting involved in a bad way. The relationship breaks. So what they're trying to do is all this bitching that's happening on Telegram and MeWe, they're doing it on purpose. So that people don't think how to become leaders and how to strategize and how to find solutions to move on. Problems, bitching, 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 bitching. We're in June 2021. Nothing's worked, nothing's happening. This is what's going on. Friends, these are all systems that Dr. Shiva talks about. These are all tactics that are used by families, by employers, by governments, by the elite. How to distract us all. No one person has told you to become a leader and to think for yourself. They're telling us to do things that are not working. Friends, if I'm making a cake and I put too much milk, coconut milk, I only use coconut milk, and it makes the cake watery shit, next time I'm not going to put as much coconut milk in, right? Common sense. What have these people done last year to achieve anything? Look at the timelines. Get out of bloody timeline. I've taught you guys about timelines. You get a timeline. Draw a horizontal line. And put the months with arrows. Put the months. And write down everything that they're doing, the major events. Protests, Mercury retrograde, this, Saturn, this, that, whatever. You'll see it's all a tactic. It's all a trick. Now, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's okay. I'm here to find friends. Friends. Not Facebook friends. I'm here to find leaders. I've been saying it from last year. Right? Me and my second brain. I'm here to find leaders. So, we're not going to get angry with people. We're not going to call them senile like a bimbo online did about her grandmother. You know who I'm talking about, that's Cindy Bimbo, right? We're not going to call people senile because people who have got brain problems because of mining jobs, because of mercury in fish, because of mercury that the doctors recommended in the 50s and 60s for people to take as cough syrups, because of all the pollutions out there that are making the brains blocked, that's not being senile, it's the brain needs to be cleansed. You don't put people down and call them sheep and all the rest of it when their brain has been contaminated. You help them. Yes, I call these people numbnuts because they are. Because these people are intentionally going out online and in public, making you complacent to believe in them and to trust them. When behind the scenes, they are absolute fucking psychopaths. And the more new age they are, 10 times the psychopaths. Next, friends. Now, about leadership. So Philip gave me this document yesterday that he's going through, right? About leadership. Right? About leadership. So let's see what... I've got a lot of books on leadership from your bullshit Anthony Robbins, who I read from at least when I was, 20, 24, around there, right? Let's see if I can find anything. What passes for wisdom? Now, Philip's highlighted a few things for himself. But a culture that encourages our... This is about management. Better than your rivals. Right. If you consistently implement, do best practices better than your rivals, than your competition, you will beat the competition. We don't have any competition at the moment in Australia because there's no one worthy in Australia. So friends, when I'm saying to you guys to encourage you all to be leaders within yourselves, as wives, as husbands, as daughters, as sisters, women, men, right? I'm telling you as individuals to be leaders. We can conquer. We can conquer all these bullshit groups. They're not competition. They are nothing. They are zero. Yeah, I'm doing this because that's how the hand sits, right? What do you mean to do like this? It's killing my fingers a ring, right? Zero competition out there. There is zero competition. Do you understand, friends? In Australia at the moment, we have a blank slate. There is no one out there telling us how to be strong and be leaders. This is our opportunity, right? I want to get 50,000 Australians to become leaders. Right? Not the magic mushroom leaders, not the dope leaders, not the crystal selling, shungite selling, Bible bashing type or Bible promoting leaders. No, not those type. I'm talking about individual leaders whose brains are clear, who know what's going on in the world and what is happening, who know their history, who know their cultural history, because we all come from different backgrounds. Right? You've got to know your culture history. You've got to know your Australian history. You've got to know what's going on in the world. He's got to know all this stuff. And he's not just saying these things to spit out information. He's actually doing something for people, animals, and nature. What are you doing? What are you doing? If you're sick in bed, fine. You can meditate for yourself. You can meditate for humanity. You can send out high vibrations and all that. You can do that. You've got to look after your health first. If you're sick in bed, that's okay. Don't feel guilty. That's all right. And if you're semi-sick, you've got to look after your health because without health, we have nothing. I'm going to look at more leadership stuff and I'm going to be putting more stuff up on leadership. Right? Next. And like I was saying, it's all a political game. Right? So, how is it Dr. Shiva and other people who talk about the same shit that I'm talking about and that all these other online groups are talking about, the 99% group, how is it we're all talking about the same stuff? But Shiva hasn't been taken down from Facebook. I haven't been taken down, and neither are many others. Why? Because they take themselves down. They take your money, they take the followers, and they set up these underground cults. And I don't care who comments, who says what. Block, 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 block. Not only do I block you guys physically, right? I block you guys energetically, and the rest of it, you have no idea what I'm doing. Right? I just block. My angels are beside me, all around me. They just block the whole lot of you. I don't care because you guys are the problem. Male and female. You're fascists. You're fascists. And I'm not saying just far right wing. Your parents are fascists. Your grandparents were fascists. I know exactly where you've come from and who you are. Drug dealers, drug sellers, drug takers. Yeah, we know who you are. We know who you are. That's why people are scared to speak out in Australia. You know what's going to happen? When a lot of you have got no money, no food, when a lot of us have nothing to do, then you're going to say, oh, no, we've got to speak. It's too late then, friends. I'm telling you, the way things are going now, 100 years is not enough to get us out of this dictatorship. 100 years won't be enough. We're not getting out of this. If things are going the way things are going and you're following these people and you're going along, let me ask you something. Friends, a lot of you may not know, but when, Premier Andrews, Victorian Premier Andrews or others do their lives on Facebook, I would go on and I'd be saying stuff, right? Against them, liars, this and that and whatever. And I do this with a lot of people. I've sent letters to the governments and all that over the years with the shit they're doing with bird rights, with I campaign for all that. And for human stuff and the rest of it. Not once on these Facebook pages have any of these politicians criticized me back personally. Not once. Not once. They put their little troll members, political members, to do the dirty work for them. You see, what happens is the governments aren't seen to be nasty to us. They're just looking after our health. See what they're doing? Looking after our health. They get their little dumbass soldiers to do the trolling. And this is what happens. When people like me speak up, it's the little trolls and little soldiers who are speaking up, right? Because the leaders of these groups that I've been speaking against for since at least last August, September, they don't have the balls to face me direct. They can't talk to me direct because they know who I am and what I do, right? They don't have the balls. They put their little soldiers, the little embryo little soldiers, to tell me off. You're all little soldiers. You're all being used. But it's okay. I'm not interested in you guys. I'm interested in leaders. Interested in leaders, friends. So what I'm saying is that when you guys get attacked, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. What are we going to do? Sit back and let these assholes take over? What are we going to do? Sit back and take it? We're getting attacked. They are all pro-fascism. The whole lot of them. The whole lot of them. I've been telling you about the Greeks. Most of them are Masonic. Most of them are Freemasons. I'm not against all Freemasons, no. I'm just telling you. Most of them are fascists. A lot of it that came here are fascists. Communists. Bad communists. The problem was, see, those days, communism was different to today. Chinese communism. Anyway, different. It's got the same thing. Everyone's got to have the same brain. You can't think different. If you think different, you're screwed. They did take religion out of the equation, but they didn't take it out for the reasons that I talk about. They took religion. Communism took religion out of the communist community because they didn't want people to have faith in something. But in taking religion, they took our spirituality, our soul and spirituality. We need that. We need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe in something stronger and something bigger. But no one's come to help us. Have you seen anyone come to help us yet? Has anyone come to help the disabled kids, to help the kids that have been abused every day, the women who have been bashed every day from their partners? Has anyone come down to help? This is where you got to be careful. The holograms are going to come out very soon. And if you don't know what a hologram is, have you seen the hologram concert of Elvis? Right? Elvis hologram concert. My pen's not working because I leave them open. I'm going to post a hologram video of Elvis Presley so you can see how real something looks. I bet a lot of you haven't seen that. I'm going to write down my notes so I remember what to do. Elvis Presley hologram. So it's like, friends, so you see my second brain here, right? It's tangible. Hologram is not tangible, but it looks real. So you're seeing it, it looks real, but you can't touch it. It's not real. And they're going to do that now. I tell you why they're going to do it. Because all this stuff is all bullshit. You know that. It doesn't exist, right? It doesn't exist. Yes, other viruses and other bacteria exist. Yes, they've always existed. A lot of natural, a lot of man-made. Yes, don't worry. This eating well and thinking well, you can fight them off, right? Now, so what happens is that when you see these images, right, you're going to say, oh, someone's come here to help us. So those of us who do not believe in this and the rest of it, right? But if you follow, Buddhism or any other spirituality or religions, if you see someone, an image that looks real, it says you've got to take this because this is what God wants. This is what Allah wants or whatever. A lot of you who are brainwashed into believing a lot of this stuff are going to do it. This is their last card. This is their last card, right? This is what they're going to do. They're going to use religion as a last card to convince people. And they may even say that aliens have come from another planet as another last card, that you got to do this to protect ourselves from them. And those of you who have studied all this stuff, beings from other planets and the rest of it, you'll know what the bad beings have been doing already on planet since ancient Egyptian times, right? Anyway, so I'm going to put up the Elvis Presley hologram so you can see what's going on. Next. Now, I have learned from Dr. Shiva, who's of an Indian background. You should know now who Dr. Shiva is. Everyone knows who Dr. Shiva is. right? I've set up a Dr. Shiva Australia group. I've got another great 2 admins on board. It's our group. It's not my group. It's our group. And I want a lot of people, I'd love a lot of people to listen to what he says about mind, health, body, politics, and the rest of it, right? And like I said, he represents himself in court. He's got an incredible team who's helping him, supporting him. Let's support him again also. So what I've learned is the word karma. I've always had an issue with karma, friends, because people would say, in the New Age industry that I've been for over 20 years, 20, 30 years, they'd say that, if you do something wrong, he's going to get his karma. The word karma, Karma, means the correct action. Does not mean anything bad. And friends, how on earth can you believe that a baby who's got leukemia has got leukemia because of their karma from their past life? Seriously, friends? Do you really believe that a baby has died because of the karma from a past life? Check first the medical aspects. What were the parents' health like? What was the sperm in the egg? How healthy was that? Were they smoking? Were they doping? Were their grandparents in mining, in drugs and whatever? Look at the health of the parents, the grandparents, the great-grandparents as to why a baby has died, as to why you can't get pregnant. Look at your health. Look at your parents' health. Look at your environment. Have you got mold around you? Is there toxicity around you? Look at that first. There's no such thing as that karma. So the word karma means correct action. The right action, as in R-I-G-H-T, correct action. Now the word karma foul, P-H-A-L, is the results of your action, the output. The results of your action. So the karma is the input, right? The input, like celery is my input, and the output is a celery detoxing my body and flushing out the toxins, right? So the karma is an input. It's a good thing. It's the right action. Karma foul is the result of your action. I've written it here. That's what I'm looking down. The result of your action, right? So next time, don't say he's going to get his karma. If someone does something wrong, you're going to get your karma, because you're just wasting your breath. You should say that person should get the results of their action. Should get the karma foul, P-H-A-L. I'll put all this stuff up, separate post on my profile. It saves me doing it twice. Okay, friends? Okay. Now, I'm going backwards and forwards. I have joined Dr. Shiva's group as a warrior. You can join free as a supporter, as a member, or as a warrior. You get stacks of information regardless. The difference is as a warrior. And yes, there are a lot of spies who are warriors too, right? As a warrior is that once a week in Australia, it's Tuesday morning, 9 to 12. Dr. Shiva has live Zoom meetings where we're all listening to him teach us stuff about systems and science and processes that he's taught to his MIT students overseas for many years. Because everything in politics and life is a system. Input, output is just the basis of it. And also you get to be in forums and things like that. I just paid $100 as a warrior. It doesn't mean that I'm going to learn anything more than you. I can just be more proactive with the other warrior members, right? And be on forums and things like that. That's all it is. That's all it is. So even as a member or as a supporter, you still get access to everything. And Dr. Shiva the other day set up Dr. Shiva TV. It's all free, friends. It's all free. It's all free. Right? So I'll put that page up also. Next on my list. Now, friends, you know how the Australian federal election was due to be around, what was it, October this year? Wasn't it? And now they've moved it to May next year. If you look at the news and the media, you'll see that in the media, they announced that the elections were going to be next May, a couple of weeks before they did the Victorian lockdown. You see, if we were going to have federal elections this year, there would be no lockdown. They purposely pushed out the elections to next year so that they could put us into lockdown to make us sicker and less finance and less work and less money. I don't know if there's any handouts this year. I've got to check out to see. I need help too, right? So This is why we have lockdown suddenly the way we have. One, because it's winter, right? And they had to push the election to next year, 2022. Because if the elections were this year, we wouldn't be voting Labor, would we? We wouldn't vote Labor. But they know people forget. They know people forget because they don't use the cautiousness part of the brain, the back left, right? Now, so that's what's happening. Next, friends, in Queensland, in Brisbane, in Australia, if you're from overseas, the Brisbane City Council has announced a new law where you cannot have political signs on your property. Hello, fascism. Welcome, fascism. You know how a lot of people put, political signs, like I did 2 years ago too. I'd put up a liberal guy here who came and supported our sanctuary and came to our sanctuary and talking about our sanctuary, posted it on his Facebook page. I said, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. No money changing. He respected me for coming. I've invited all the political freaking parties, Greens and Labor, to come here to the sanctuary to see what I do with the birds. So birds, no one came. It was just this Liberal candidate who was a local member down here at Mount Eliza. He came. I said, I offered. He didn't tell me. I said, I'd like to put to support you on my property. I did that. But now in Australia, hello fascism, we can't do that anymore. Right? Okay. Now, get online on the Victorian Government website, on the state that you're in, and get your media releases in your inbox every day. So you can see, this is in the news, friends. It's exactly the same. Whether things are online or in the news, it's the same shit, right? So you can see and you can read the media releases of what they're doing. Don't say you weren't warned. Everything they're doing to us, they tell us. It is not a surprise. Don't go, oops, I didn't know that. It's all written down, friends. Everything. Next. Get out a piece of paper. Put all the countries. See all the shit that's going on in every country. There's hell everywhere. There's absolutely hell everywhere. If you think there isn't, I don't know what planet you're on, because you're not on Earth. It's been going on forever. They used to feed Christians to the lions, remember? Well, they're not feeding Christians to the lions anymore because they need us as slave labour. And I use the term us very lightly because I'm not exactly a typical Christian, but they need us as slave labour. But what's happened is Australians are very lazy. Not just Australians, and people over the world, right? They don't want us because we don't work. Can you believe it, in Australia, the tradies finish at 3? Like, who on earth finishes work at 3? They start at 7 and finish at 3. Are you serious? How can you run a business being self-employed? You finish at 3, at 4, at 5. My goodness, I'm lucky if Philip and I finish at fucking 10, 11. We don't get even paid for what we do. Next, look at Mark Passio's videos. He's talking about the New Age industry and all the crap that's involved. I've got a lot of Dr. Shiva notes I'm going to do in another separate video on this. Next, friends. I'm telling you, it's not just Mercury that's around, it's also Saturn. It's also Saturn. Right? It's happening. Saturn went retrograde. Right. Saturn was retrograde from last November. From now, May 22nd this year, which was a week ago, Saturn is stationing. Saturn's retrograde will last just under 5 months. Right? So Saturn is retrograde May 22nd in Aquarius. Will last 5 months. May, June, July, August, September, October. Right? All of winter in Australia. Many other planets will go retrograde throughout the year as well, but you can count on Saturn issues returning to normal when the father planet stations direct October 10th, going back to normal. So get ready for a not normal, right? Here. I'll put this up to you, Philip. Friends, I'll put this up. Saturn's in retrograde, wonderful. If you want to know what Saturn's about, right? Now, friends, going back to, I talk about systems. I'll be talking about systems a lot, right? So here, a system. Simon, is there something you want to say? Okay. So if you guys want to, that's all right, friends. That's okay. I'm getting help. I've got my celery juice here. Guys, you know what? I'm the one here doing a live video. You're the ones that are listening to me. So he needs help. I'm talking here to friends who resonate with me and who want to be leaders. So he's the one that needs help. I'm the one here. I didn't twist your arm to come and listen to me. So if you're not interested, just get off. Get off. I mean, why are you listening to me? That means I've planted a seed in your subconscious and you know that what I'm saying is right. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. I know who you all are. I know who you all are. I mean, seriously, the thing is, you don't get me. You don't get me, friends. You don't know who I am. Nothing you say or do gets to me. Nothing. Nothing. Because you don't know who I am. You don't know what I've been through in life. You don't know what I've experienced. You don't know what I'm experiencing. You don't know the people who I'm helping now. You don't know the people who are suffering. Because if you had a millimeter of a brain, you'd know that there are people that are suffering out there. People that can't live, that are suffering mentally, suffering physically, suffering emotionally. But you are so evil that instead of helping these people in life, you're wasting your time saying this shit here. Saying this shit here. And if you don't understand what I'm saying, then go and listen to someone else who you do understand. I'm not twisting your arm. I'm not twisting your arm. I don't care what you say. You can call me the ugliest fucking slut on this planet and I wouldn't give a shit. I don't care what you say. You don't get it, friends. You don't know who I am. I'm not one of you. I don't care what you call me. I don't care what pictures you make of me. I don't care what you say. I don't care. You don't get it. I'm not from your vibration. I'm not from your vibration. I'm from people of different way of thinking, who've actually know what love is and coming from love. I'm not from your planet. I don't care. You're the fuckwits who are wasting time on me. Go do something else. Go do something else. Useful for your own brain. Go fill it with more shit. Right? Okay. So, because I don't like people upsetting my other friends here, right? Mary, I haven't slept all night. I've been working all night. I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. And I'm surprised you say that because you work all day too and all night. And this is actually me on a high. This is actually me. I mean, Mary, haven't you seen in my videos last year when I was dancing and jumping around? Did I look stressed when I was talking? Go back to my videos from last year and see who I was, Mary, and see what I was doing. This is my character. This is how I am. Okay, next. And I said to you my voice is like this because I was talking over loud music at a wedding that I was having a great time with 2 weeks ago. Right. Okay. Now, next. Right, systems. So let's have a look at systems here. A set of things working together as parts of a mechanism or interconnecting network. Right? Got to start looking at systems, right? Got to start making things system. Okay, then things aren't making sense. You've either got some kind of neurological problem, Simon, right? And you can't understand what I'm saying. Go listen to people that you do understand. Yeah, I know who they all are. I know who they all are. That's okay. I'm not first. Next, what have I got here? Right? Now, friends, if you're in politics, right? You know how we've been saying things against the state premiers, prime ministers and whatever. If you're in politics, you got to get what you give. So if I'm speaking against independent politicians, or if others are speaking against other politicians, that's how politics is. That's when you're in the public eye, right? Especially a politician, people are going to criticize you or support you for what you say. So don't be upset if I say things against certain politicians like Ricardo Bossi, Craig Kelly, what's the other liberal guy that's come out now and all that. That's how the world is. That's how the world is. You cannot shut people's mouths and people's opinions. I've got my opinion. You've got your opinion. If you don't like my opinion, go and join the people who've got the same opinion. Right. Now, the other thing, friends, is also, I've told you that not only do I study and get inspired by Dr. Shiva in America, I also study. He's got a free study course. So what you can do here is, right, I've got my file of medical medium, right, and it's actually called, it's fantastic, it's called The Healing Path. And it's all free. And it's all free. And he re-inspires us and re-educate us. Oh, this is just one of them, right? In the kitchen. That's all right, friends. I'll just keep blocking them. That's all right, because the thing is that it's really sad that there's a lot of people out there that need help, and these people are wasting time. That's what I'm saying. There's no leaders in Australia. There's no leaders. There are no leaders in Australia. There's just these controlled opposition, cult leaders and followers, right, who are just trying to discourage you or from voicing your opinion. They don't want us to voice our opinion. And you know, Australia is the most sexist and misogynist country in the world. So the men here who have infiltrated and who have created these online groups do not want women as me and others speaking up. Well, they're from another planet. They're from another planet. And I'm not talking about the Me Too movement, right? They're from another planet because they have got their fathers and their grandfathers' attitude of abuse women, exploit women, use women. They're just there to fuck, cook, and clean, and women have no brains. This is how the generation today, I see 15-year-olds with this attitude in Australia, of all nationalities, Anglos, Greeks, Italians, Lebanese, Muslim, and all that. It's terrible, right? Okay, right. So, if you get onto the medical medium site, I'll put the page up also, because friends, you know what? We're so busy working, living, helping other people. We need inspiration too. We need to be reminded. We need to be reminded, hey, Paris, you know, go get that vitamin. Hey, drink that, eat that. We need to be reminded. We're on our feet a lot. Some of us are just sitting on our ass all day doing nothing, right? But a lot of us are really busy. So we need to be reminded to have our fruits. I'm just going through the medical medium stuff here, right? Fruits. A lot of you know this stuff. I'm just planting the seed, friends. I'm just planting the seed, right? Vegetables and hydration. And you know, it's interesting. I drink a lot of teas, a lot of herbal teas daily, and I don't need as much water as I thought I did. My body tells me when it needs water. So you don't have to, you know, drown yourself drinking water. And let's not forget sunshine. If there's no sunshine, I just imagine there's sunshine and sleep. I sleep different hours when my body needs it. I sleep, right? Creativity, get creative. Whether you sew, you knit, you paint, you read, creative in the garden, creative in the house. You can, interior decoration, that's been a big thing of mine all my life, with feng shui and the interior decoration. And I've said this many times, what's your purpose? What's your purpose? It's not just filling up your pockets and just thinking of your selfish self, right? What's your purpose? And what's your faith? Who do you believe in? Is it spiritual? Is it religious? Whatever it is, just don't let these people lead you down the golden path, right? And pray. I pray all the time. Praying. Praying is not a religious thing. It's not like a religious thing. You can pray to anyone. I pray, right? All the time. And support. I have a lot of people that I help. A lot of people, you know, some people help me, very few, because I'm very demanding of the kind of help. It needs to be of a really high level and high vibration. So I only get help from people who are at that level also, right? Support. You need help, ask for it. You need help, ask for it. You need help in life, ideas, how to survive, how to deal with things. Everyone needs help. And compassion. But animals in nature, compassion, right? We need a lot of compassion in our lives. There's none of that. There's stuff all Humour, yep, lucky. I like to laugh, and last year a lot I was jumping around, dancing around for you guys, so I could laugh, so you guys could laugh with me and at me. I just wanted to make you laugh. I've said that in all my videos, right? Play with your kids, play with your partner. There's always all sorts of things to do to play. Affirmations, similar to prayers, right? Affirmations. The most important is love. And this is what these groups don't have. They don't have love. They say it, but they don't. They started saying it last year as soon as I was talking about it. As soon as I started doing my videos and my lives, the high vibration ones, that's when these groups then started talking about crystals and all this shit of it. They've been talking about this stuff before. Copycats, that's what they are. Copycats. They have no idea what love is. They're all evil. 99.9999% of all the groups that are online in Australia are either controlled opposition, fundraisers, frauds. Okay? Right, love. Very, very important. So I'm going to put these links up on my page so that you guys can all do these free. When I say courses, it's not like you're sitting there doing homework all the time. It's really easy to read and stuff, just to inspire us more. Go get yourself some chamomile tea. Go get some elderberry. Go get some different fruits and that, whatever, just to colour your life and colour your energy levels. Okay, friends, I think I've covered the most important things that I needed at the moment. Like I said, let's have a look at my notes here on my hanky. Right? And I was talking about the medical medium, Anthony William. It's really sad. I'm on a lot of groups, at least 100 groups online on Facebook. And it's really sad when I see that even in some of the medical medium groups, the members are still believing in this. Right, still believing. So these are obviously either the trolls, because if you really have read medical mediums books or his information line, you wouldn't be believing in that. You know what I'm saying? The VIR, etc. Right? So I've got here in my notes. I did this last Friday when I couldn't move because of the pain in my feet. Right? So I've got this here. Need to be strong in our head and body. Right? Need to be strong because there's no strength out there. There's stuff all people out there. So my goal is 50,000 people, right, who can hopefully join our Dr. Shiva Australia group. And those 50,000 people, I've started with 10,000 and I'm going to go to 50,000, because then those people will then share that knowledge with other people also. We need to learn systems and processes. We cannot do it any other way. No other way, friends. No other way. And like I said, if you get people that are saying stupid things or whatever, don't waste your time on them. Just block them and delete them. Block them and delete. Because these people literally don't have this. They don't have this. You know when they say you're talking to a brick wall? Bricks have more substance than these people. Not getting into it because they're all corrupt and they're all druggies and psychopaths up here. They don't have this. They don't have a healthy brain. They don't have a healthy brain. Anyway, friends, thanks for listening, right? And also, join my YouTube group. Join my YouTube page. I'll be doing live slowly from there also. Okay, I can't do everything. I'm just doing things slowly. Anything you want to ask, anything you want to know, just ask me. If I don't know, I'll research it. I'm still doing free clairvoyant readings, free medium readings. So if anyone in your life has passed over, I don't want names and details. Do not give me names and details. Just say I'm interested. And I know that some of you already who are frauds have already contacted me. If you don't have a profile that I can see, I'm not interested. I'm just going to block you. And it's got to be done through video. I've got to be able to see you. Right? Don't even bother trying to waste my time, because I know who you are from the start. If you don't believe in mediums, if you don't believe that we reincarnate, if you don't believe that people, actually the spirit lives, man oh man, there's no way you're ever going to become a leader. You're never going to become a leader if you really think that the body is just physical with no spirit. If you honestly think that this skin is the one that's talking and thinking. If you think that it's the vocal cords, that there's no spirit in there, you actually think there's no soul and spirit in there, that it just sits there underground. You are, can't rely on you to save my life or other people's lives. Anyway, everyone, have a fabulous morning in Melbourne. It's 10:40. I'll leave you with some lovely music that I found online. I'll put the link up. I'm here if you guys need me. Just private message me because I don't have time to see the comments. I don't have time to look at notifications. I just don't have the physical time to look at notifications and comments unless people raise them to me, send them to me via private message. Send me your messages. I'm here to help you. We're here to help one another. And like I said, the Shiva group is our group. The Dr. Shiva Australia group is our group. It's not my group. It's our group. Love you all. Have a fabulous day. Bye. It's all right. I'm coming, Jada.